Let's now shift our focus to South Asia, where a major development is taking place in India's neighborhood. According to Chinese media, Beijing is ready to export to Pakistan its powerful J-35A stealth fighter jet, a move that could potentially redraw the air power balance in South Asia. A lot of implications at play. China's state broadcaster has, for the first time, showcased what reportedly appears to be the export version of the advanced fifth-generation fighter jet, the J-35A. The J-35A. Analysts in China believe Pakistan is poised to receive this aircraft. And according to Chinese media, a J-35A jet was spotted in a hangar marked with the logo of the Aviation Industry Corporation of China. The aircraft reportedly carried the branding of the state-owned manufacturer in English instead of the Chinese Air Force logo. Reportedly, that's a major indication that this version is meant for export. This is the first full operational reveal of the export model. Chinese military experts claiming that the aircraft is a complete ready-for-sale product. The jet comes equipped with advanced stealth features, including a modern electro-optical targeting system designed to basically evade infrared tracking and multi-spectrum detection. The J-35A jet has a combat range of around 1,200 kilometers, speeds exceeding 2,200 kilometers per hour, and can fly at altitudes up to 16,000 meters. And in terms of firepower, the J-35A can carry multiple air-to-air missiles, supersonic air-to-surface weapons, and precision-guided bombs, making it ideal for multi-role combat. Reports say Pakistan has signed a deal to acquire around 40 of these stealth fighters as part of a broader defense package with China. If confirmed, this would mark China's first ever export of a fully stealth-capable combat aircraft. Defense ties between Beijing and Islamabad have been deepening recently. In fact, images circulating in just June last year showed a Pakistani pilot training inside a J-35 cockpit. And this development comes as China already dominates Pakistan's arms imports. And according to think tank SIPRI data, up to 80% of Pakistan's arms imports between 2021 and 2025 originated in China. And the Pakistan Air Force also currently operates Chinese-origin J-10C and jointly produces JF-17 jets with Beijing. For India, the potential J-35A export to Pakistan could potentially create a scenario where it faces dual-front stealth challenges perhaps on its borders, one that is likely to result in India perhaps recalibrating its defense strategy as New Delhi prepares its indigenous fifth-generation stealth fighter jet. We now shift our focus to Northeast Africa, where Sudan's fragile calm has been shattered once again. Sudan's armed forces have accused the UAE and Ethiopia of a drone attack on Khartoum's airport. This strike marks the latest escalation in a series of attacks that have rattled the capital after months of relative stability. Sudan has repeatedly claimed that the UAE supports the Rapid Support Forces, a charge that the Gulf nation denies. Earlier this year, Sudan also accused Ethiopia of stepping into the conflict. The UAE has so far not responded to these allegations. Ethiopia, however, has rejected Sudan's accusations, describing the claims as baseless. Ethiopia has further accused the Sudanese armed forces of arming anti-government mercenaries along its western frontier. Last Friday, strikes in the Sudanese capital hit both military as well as civilian zones, a city where normalcy had just started returning after the army regained control in March 2025. Witnesses reported that drones targeted Khartoum International Airport, a site that had only recently resumed international flights after a 3-year-long gap. And in a sharp diplomatic move, Sudan has now recalled its ambassador from Ethiopia, alleging that drones used in these attacks originated from Ethiopian territory.
Regarding Ethiopia, we have decided to recall our ambassador there for consultations as is standard diplomatic procedure in such matters. We don't want enmity with anyone, but whoever attacks us should know that we know how to respond.
Not just that, the Sudanese army claimed it possesses evidence linking the attacks to Ethiopia's airport and to the UAE, pointing to a drone shot down in March, which it claims provided a direct link to the latest airport attack.
Data from the drone was analyzed, and we asked the manufacturer, and they said what follows. The drone, number S88, owned by the UAE and was used from within Ethiopian territory, Bahir Dar Airport.
The army spokesperson stated that the evidence proves foreign involvement and called it a clear violation of Sudan's sovereignty and international law. Some Sudanese locals reportedly believe the Rapid Support Forces carried out the attacks, although the group has not issued any statement. Sudanese authorities, meanwhile, say the airport suffered no damage and operations will resume after safety checks. But drone warfare continues to dominate this conflict, which the United Nations describes as the world's worst humanitarian crisis. The war, which started over a power struggle between the Sudanese army and the RSF, has already claimed at least 59,000 lives, with the real toll feared to be far higher. Our next story is from the UK. Two recently published reports have thrown light on a rather uncomfortable reality in Britain. As per the Anticipating Exploitation report released by the UK's Independent Anti-Slavery Commissioner, slavery in the UK is at record levels and is expected to worsen over the next decade. The report basically put together research compiled by more than 50 different experts across law enforcement, government, civil society, and the charity sectors. Let's just take a closer look at the numbers. According to the report, over 23,400 potential victims of slavery were referred to the UK's National Referral Mechanism in the year 2025, and this is the highest ever number recorded. The numbers have seen a 25% increase as compared to 2024. The victims have nearly doubled in the last 5 years, considering that 12,691 cases were reported in 2021. And what about the nationalities of the victims? What's known about that? Reportedly, close to 20% were from the UK. Eritrean nationals were the second largest group, accounting for 13% of the victims. 13%, followed by Vietnamese nationals. The report held three key factors responsible: rising living costs, debt, and insecure work. It attributed an increase in numbers to not just better detection of slavery, but also worsening conditions in the UK and around the world. That's not all. The report also flagged increased use of digital labor in scam compounds, coercive labor in areas like agriculture and mining, and increase in reproductive slavery like enforced egg harvesting and surrogacy. In the wake of this, UK's Anti-Slavery Commissioner urged the government to improve victim care and launch a national campaign for reporting exploitation. That's not all. Another report released by European Council's group of experts on action against trafficking in human beings also highlighted a steep rise in potential trafficking victims in the UK. It observed that more safeguards were required to prevent trafficking of people from vulnerable groups, including children, migrants, asylum seekers, and homeless people. In response, the UK Home Office termed slavery as a global scourge that exploits people for profit. It reiterated its commitment to improve the process of identifying victims, ensuring swift justice for them, and providing them with support to rebuild their lives.